Chasing happiness leads to disappointment. What? Huwag mong habulin kung di ka naman hinahabol. Char. Life Life naturally comes with challenges, and these challenges demand struggle. Moments when we cannot be happy. While happiness is good, it's just one among many emotions. Social media, society, they amplify the pressure to be happy all the time. But I'm here to take that burden off of your shoulders. Today, you will be shifting your focus from trying to live a happy life to living a value centric life where you can embrace all emotions and you can be your authentic self. O English, di nyo kinaya. Char. As we move forward, I want you to remember that happiness is not a choice, nor is it a priority. It's not permanent, nor is it normal to be expecting happiness 24/7. It cannot be a goal because pursuing happiness as a goal will trap you in a cycle of frequent frustration. If happiness were a choice, why do we have over 280 million people living with depression? You can choose to act happy, you can force a smile, you can force a laugh, you can adjust your tone. But true happiness isn't something that you can choose to feel. You can choose your actions, but not really your emotions. Pwede mo siyang piliin, pero hindi naman ibig sabihin na pipiliin ka rin niya. Oh. All right. Now, when we talk about happiness, we have a lot of things that influence it. Our mood and feelings, including our hormones, can influence our feelings. And we have over 50 hormones. And this is the reason why women experience mood swings during their monthly menstrual cycles. The fluctuations in progesterone and estrogen levels are a natural process of the body that women cannot consciously control. Now, while hormones can influence our mood and feelings, they are not a excuse for bad behavior. You should always hold yourself accountable for how you choose to behave. Now, we have lots of hormones in our body. And did you know that we were all born with stress? When you were a baby, you already had stress in your system. It's a natural part of our system, and stress actively flows through our bodies at all times. It's important to emphasize this because it means that nobody can ever be fully happy. Nobody can achieve complete happiness. This is because our feel-good hormones and happy hormones coexist with our stress hormones continuously. You can't wake up one day and say, oh, today I'm gonna choose dopamine. I'm gonna choose serotonin. Please don't give me cortisol. Please don't give me stress hormones. You can't do that because we need all of these hormones to be able to function properly. Ideally, they should be in a balanced state. However, balancing these hormones can be challenging because we face numerous factors throughout our day that will influence their levels. For instance, dopamine levels can rise after you eat, but when you go hungry, they'll decrease. Your cortisol levels can increase during hot weather, but they can decrease during cooler temperatures. Now, this kind of complexity in our body, this science behind our hormones and how our moods and feelings are affected is so complex that this means we don't have direct control over our emotions. We don't have direct control over happiness. Prioritizing happiness will often lead to you suppressing other important emotions. When you try so hard to maintain and protect your happiness, you might downplay, sugarcoat, and even avoid real life problems instead of addressing them directly. Personal growth requires you to step out of your comfort zone and fail. But if happiness always comes first, your character development stops. Additionally, if happiness is your reasoning or justification for every single thing that you do, this could lead to materialistic obsession. And this can lead to overspending, financial insecurity, because you keep buying things you don't need in the pursuit of instant gratification. A 2022 study by Amy Isham with over 2,000 plus participants found that materialism leads to emotional instability because of the pressure to constantly possess more, and this diminishes growth, relationships, community. Materialism can be a good thing if it is driven by quality, low maintenance, or because you wanted to buy it for reasons that it will last longer because it's high quality. But if your reason is happiness, that's flawed because happiness is temporary. Given the temporary nature of happiness, we cannot use this as an accurate measure of success. If happiness is our benchmark, then nobody here can ever be truly successful. Unless somebody invents a medication that will stop all of the stress hormones and only keep your happy hormones active. But this will lead to long-term health complications. Now, happiness as a sole indicator of success is unreliable. Now, let's focus on what truly matters here, and it is our values. Unlike the temporary nature of happiness, our values remain constant. Regardless of whether or not you're happy, regardless of whether or not you're sad, if you're stressed, confused, or angry, our values are embedded in our character. People show up every day for their dreams not because they're happy, but because of the values they uphold. This is how people become successful. Right now, at this very moment, I'm not particularly happy. I'm not. But don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful to be a speaker here today because I've dreamt of doing a TED Talk for a long time. But I cannot deny my anxiety. I'm so anxious right now. But why am I doing this despite my anxiety? It's because I value personal growth. I believe that this experience will make me a better speaker. If I said no to every opportunity just because it made me anxious, just because I didn't feel happy, then I wouldn't be here today. I'm speaking to you not relying on confidence. I'm not relying on happiness. I'm not relying on my mood. I speak to you because I am relying on my values. Now, what if you do have strong values, but showing up every day is a constant struggle? You persevere, you're efficient, you make high quality outputs, you know what to do to be a great employee. But showing up every day to work is so draining. It's a constant struggle. This doesn't mean that you are not living a successful life. It could simply mean that you are in the wrong place. Perhaps your values do not align with the values of the company or the corporation. There is a misalignment of values. People don't quit because they're not happy. People quit because they're not compatible with their environment, and that's okay. After I passed the medical board exam back in 2022, I chose to take on a very unusual path for a doctor. Now, usually, doctors are expected to go to residency and train in their specialization. However, during my years of clerkship and internship, I noticed that the working environment of a doctor in the hospital did not align with my values. I value work-life balance. Who here loves to sleep? Sino dito ang gustong-gustong matulog? Like yung tulog nyo, yun yung best part of your day. Same. I love to sleep. part of my work-life balance is getting 7 hours of sleep. Now, if I think about it, I did not take up residency because I wanted to sleep. It sounds funny, but I have no regrets. When you make your decisions based on your values, you won't regret them. Now, what path did I choose? I chose to become a full-time content creator because it aligned with my values, all of my values, creativity, education, and social responsibility. I combined my skills in communication arts, that was my pre-med, and my medical knowledge, and I created videos to help millions of Filipinos understand health, to improve their health, prevent them from getting sick for free online on social media. They aligned with my values. Being a content creator aligned with my values. That's why I'm here today. And there were times that I wanted to quit. I questioned whether or not it was the right decision. Like, I'm going to give up being a medical doctor. I'm going to give up my practice. I'm still licensed, but not practicing anymore. Because there are no guidelines for a doctor becoming a content creator after the board exams. So, despite the doubts, the confusion, I kept moving forward because of my values. I didn't let happiness decide for me. Whenever you get pressured to be happy, whenever somebody tells you na, umiti ka naman, you should smile more. Take that pressure off by reminding yourself that nobody was born happy. Babies were born crying. Does that mean they're not normal? Does that mean we should treat them for depression because they're crying? Happiness is not normal. In fact, doctors love it when babies are crying. Newborn babies are crying because it's a sign of life. It's a sign that the baby is breathing. So if happiness is not normal, what is? What is normal is emotional variability. Humans were built to feel different emotions throughout the day. If you felt happy this morning, I'm pretty sure you don't feel happy now. What you felt last night, you don't feel that today. What you felt last week, you don't feel that today. So we go through different emotions, and we should not let emotions influence our behavior. Because our emotions are ever changing, constantly changing, we should not be overly swayed by negative or positive emotions. If you value respect, then you should continue being a respectful person, even if you're sad, confused, stressed, even if you're at your angriest. Some people say, oh, we're only human, we get mad. No, you have the decision to stop when you're at your angriest. You have the decision to stop, pause, and you get to decide what kind of person you want to be, even in your angriest state, even in your most unstable emotional state. Now, happiness should not be an objective. It's not a title to be won. It's not a goal. It's not a trophy that you can hold on to forever. Pursuing happiness is like holding water. It will keep slipping through your fingers. Instead, think of happiness as a side effect. It's good if it's there. If it's not there, it should still be good. As long as you live a meaningful life. A meaningful life is a value-centric life where all of the actions you take, all of the decisions you make, and all of the pursuits that you undertake align with your values. This alignment should go beyond yourself. It should go beyond personal fulfillment. It should have a positive impact on society. Your values should embody something that benefits you, nourishes your life, but also enriches the lives of the people around you. Thank you.